So we were on a pretty limited budget, and it was definitely hard. We had to really plan out everything for the whole week. We had to plan out a grocery list down to the penny. Use the emails every night at dinner to just kind of force and start some conversation, and so we could all learn a little bit more about the challenges and about what United Way does to help address it. And so I really thought it was a great program, and I'm glad we did it.
I failed the challenge. Watched myself and noticed that says the face of Alice looks different, and it's not my place to judge who needs food, who doesn't. They are here, and some of these people were in line for 2 hours for that box of food, and that's why I was there. And now I'm getting choked up. Like that's the important thing about this. It is not us to judge, but us to be there and provide support for people who need it.
Things turned around really quickly when I got exposed to COVID at work. For the test, I had to pay for it, which was literally like more than 2/3 of the budget for the week. So that kind of made me dip negative to the $140 budget that we had, and that made me think, like, if this is happening to me now this week, I feel like for Alice families, this could happen to them like anytime during the year, multiple times a month, and it might throw them off for the entire month if their week was thrown off, or even for the next coming months it's happening. So
COVID has really exploited some inequities that already existed in our system. And as you can imagine, since early March, calls to United Way 211 have skyrocketed. And the Connecticut United Way's COVID-19 Response Fund has provided for over 3,500 households statewide with over $700,000 in critical financial assistance. This relief was provided to individuals impacted by the pandemic due to the loss of income or work, or quarantine and health concerns, and funds were overwhelmingly spent on food, which makes this a really timely and important conversation.
Clients who used to come in just for themselves, and now they're coming in requesting food for their grandkids because they're at home. They have their sons or daughters moving in with them because their sons or daughters couldn't maintain their apartment, and said, okay, let's move in with our parents and try to make it mix. And it's really the grandparents trying to integrate new recipes to hold everyone down. For example, in the African culture, a staple item is rice. And we have seen clients come in and say, we need more rice, or do you have tomato sauce or tomato paste because I have to make a big meal. And with that being, we don't want to have a pantry where you just hand a bag and say, have a great day, because there are things that are affecting the household, and food is definitely one of them.
What has been really apparent with COVID is how fragile a lot of families are in Connecticut, and how much they rely on the services that folks like 211 and Michelle provide across the state. And so supporting and strengthening those services really becomes a tremendous effort, but it's so needed right now that we can't lose sight of how impactful it is on a day-to-day basis and on an individual basis.
They always say you have to check in on your strong friends. The ones that are doing the most, or most of the time, the ones that are with the most stress. And for example, Michelle, Brian, all you guys, like, we're doing so much for the community that often we forget about our own selves.
If you need help or have a family member or a friend or a colleague who needs help, call 211. That's the easiest thing to do.
At Emerging Leaders Society really kickstarted my professional development. I don't get exposed to conversations like this in my day job. So I'm really excited to see some familiar faces and some new ones And I'd like to invite you all to be part of the Emerging Leaders Society and continue these conversations with us in the future.